And what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Combat Kick It with your host, Bando. You already know it is fight week. We have a beautiful card this weekend. We're basically ending the summer. August is usually like your summer end, your ending point. People are going back to school. You know, people have their last bit of vacations, everything in August. So this is basically our last big card of the summer, unless you count Saturday or September and October or whatever. But August is pretty much that cutting point. So, last big card, you got UFC 292, and it's pretty damn stacked. So, let's jump right into it and let's get to the breakdown for this entire card. So, first off, couple cancellations on the UFC 292 card, which kind of pissed me off, but hey, what are you going to do about it? It is what it is. Cody Garbrandt pulls out of the Mario Batista fight. I think Cody got injured, suffering from an injury, which is unfortunate because if you know of Cody's history, there's been a lot of injury issues, a lot of problems. It sucks, man. I like Cody Garbrandt. I've wanted to see him rise to the top, stay at the top. Unfortunately, was never able to make his way back to the top to do that, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, Cody had to pull out for this weekend. He's not going to make it. Then you had Jeff Neal as well, suffering from an injury, had to pull out against Ian Gary. So, on one hand, Mario Batista versus Cody Garbrandt completely scratched. You won't see nothing from Mario Batista. Won't see Cody Garbrandt on the UFC 292 card, but you will still see Ian Gary because Neil Magny came through, stepped up, took the fight on short notice. So we got Ian Gary, rising prospect against the winningest welterweight against Neil Magny. So I'm in. You got my attention. I'm all in. So UFC 292, pretty stacked. Nothing crazy with the prelims. I think the biggest fight to pay attention to in the prelims are, well, not really to pay attention to in terms of like rankings, but pay attention to that Chris Weidman return. A lot of people never expected Chris Weidman to come back from what had happened. Now, if you don't know about Chris Weidman's story, Chris Weidman is the man who beat my favorite fighter of all time to become the UFC middleweight champion, and it broke my heart, completely broke my heart. But he did it. He got it done. And in the rematch, Anderson kicks him. He checks his leg kick. Anderson breaks his leg. Skip years later. Chris Weidman up against Uriah Hall. First kick thrown. Uriah Hall checks it and snaps Chris Weidman's leg in the exact same way that it happened to Anderson Silva. So very unfortunate. Those injuries, you never know. It's a 50-50 shot that person may or may not come back. It's a fucking tough injury. And Chris Weidman stepping up. He already got a jiu-jitsu win. He did himself a favor and got himself a nice little jiu-jitsu win. Now he's moving on back, coming back to the UFC, moving on to Brad Tavares. I like it. The weird thing about Brad Tavares is he could oddly bring the heat sometimes, you know, and he's fought the best of the best in the division. Lost to him, yes. He's lost to him, but he's fought him. Not many guys could say that they fought Robert Whittaker. They fought Dricus du Plessis. They fought Israel Adesanya. He fought Edmund Shabazian. He fought Derek Brunson, I'm pretty sure. He's fought a lot of people in the middleweight division, a lot of names, a lot of big names. So Chris Weidman, another big name. He can possibly add to that if he gets that done. But that's a huge fight to pay attention to because Chris Weidman's coming back from an injury that nobody expected him to come back from. So shout out to Chris Weidman. For the first time in his entire career, I'm rooting for you, Chris. I'm a hater, bro. You took my favorite fighter's belt, bro. I'm a fucking hater, and it stuck that way for a very long time. It is what it is. Fight that I really like on the early prelims. One, I'm confused why Marina Moros is on the early prelims, but we'll skip to that later. Thought she did really good in her last fight, so she could have been a little higher up, maybe on the regular prelims. But Andre Petroski versus Gerald Meerschaert, very underrated matchup. Very underrated jiu-jitsu style matchup too, if it goes that route. Now, GM3, solid fighter. A lot of people just know of him of being the guy that lost to Hamzat quickly. Get past that. He has some great wins. He's got some good skill. You got to pay attention to him. You know, he's not bad. A man that has fought 135 times, lost 36 times. The man has fought over 50 times. Like, that's saying something. That is saying something. Or fought 50 times. I can't fucking do the math. Do I look like somebody that does math? I don't do math. Whatever the fuck. But Andre Petroski, up and comer, coming off of the Ultimate Fighter a couple seasons ago with the Brian Ortega one. The dude's been solid in every performance he's had so far. He's 9-2 in his MMA career. I like him. I like him. I like his style. I like his tenacity. He brings some that like mindset of violence, right? Even if he's not going in there getting into like a Justin Gaethje slugfest, he brings that mindset of violence. He's ready to go in there and destroy you is his mindset when he's in there, and I fuck with that. So I like Andre Petroski. I like the Gerald Meerschaert matchup. I think this was supposed to happen once and got canceled, so good to see them getting that back up and running. But overall, the main reason we are here, as always, is the main card. So let's break that shit down. You got opening the main card, my boy, Chito Vera, Marlon Chito Vera going up against Pedro Munoz. Now look, that's a good matchup. That's a fucking good matchup. That's a fun matchup, but that's a very good matchup. The question is, what version of each man is going to come and show up on Saturday night? Now, I need that patient Marlon, right? Not that slow starting Marlon that can't get going. I need that patient Marlon that just waits, and boom, the shot's there. I need that patient Marlon, right? I don't want the guy who's a slow starter. There's a difference from being a slow starter and being a patient fighter. A slow starter can sometimes just never get going, and when you don't get going fast enough, you get clipped early. A man who is patient is someone who's seeing everything. May look like he's taking shots, but he really isn't. He's seeing stuff. He's downloading the data. The way I thought one of Marlon's best fights was against Rob Font. If Marlon does this against Pedro, does exactly that against Pedro, I think he has a fantastic night. But in the same sense, what version of Pedro Munoz comes out? I think Pedro's has got to make it a bit of a scrap. Right? Force the fight out of Marlon. To take Marlon out of the game of waiting and countering and being patient and getting out of the way. Sometimes you bring Marlon into a scrap. It's not the best idea, but you bring Marlon into a scrap, you make him fight a little bit more. You have a more opportunity to start landing yourself. I think Pedro hits hard enough to get the respect, but at the same time, Marlon's got a fantastic chin. It continues to push forward. Now, like I said, I think the key to victory for Marlon Vera is be patient, stick behind a jab, work the 1-2, right? And body kicks. Work some body kicks. Pedro's good at checking leg kicks for the most part, but work the body kicks. He does not like getting kicked in the body. So don't let Cheeto kick you in the body if you're trying to win this fight. You got to keep that cardio going. But three round fight, I think you could be looking at Pedro Munoz to be more of a threat to Marlon Vera. Now, the key to victories for Pedro Munoz is a little bit different. You know, Pedro, like I said, he's got to come out a little bit more aggressive. He's got to bring the fight to him to pull the fight out of Marlon Vera a little bit. You know, avoid the counter striking, things like that. I think he needs to work the lower half. If he could work the lower half, get the leg kicks in, the calf kicks and everything like that, work the calf kicks, take the kicks away from Marlon Vera, then he can have a successful night. I could see Pedro maybe stretching it out on a decision, but I'm looking to rock with Marlon Vera in this one, man. I really am. I want to see Marlon Vera back in the win column. He's somebody I want to see working at the top of the division. There's a lot of interesting fights for him at the top of the division, and I think the fight that we saw him against Corey was obviously not the best version of Chito Vera. So I want to see that Rob Font Chito Vera. I want to see that version of him on Saturday night again against Pedro Munoz, and I think he can get the win. But I don't know. Very tough call. Very tough call. I think both men are coming off of losses. Let's see. No, actually, Pedro beat Chris Gutierrez in a decision. See, Pedro is starting to get that little bit of, he fought some guys. He fought Jose. He fought Dominic Cruz. Lost 2 decisions against 2 legends. He lost against Frankie Edgar. You know what I'm saying? That's 3 big decisions against 3 legends. I think he's starting to see that game of being able to stretch a fight out 3 rounds and being able to work somebody and not blowing his gas tank in the first round. But the times that you have seen Pedro Munoz have good success is when he's like a bull in a china shop. Right? When he brought the heat to Cody Garbrandt, he brought that fight out of Cody Garbrandt and knocked him out. Like, there's certain ways of fighting and styles that can help you out. And I think Pedro Munoz just has a fantastic style and has a good style to bring some heat to Marlon Vera. But Marlon Vera is an animal as well. So I'm rocking with Marlon Vera in this one. Obviously, I sound a little biased. One of my favorite fighters. Woo. Hate when that happens. He's one of my favorite fighters, right? So definitely want to see him get the win, but you can't count a guy like Pedro Munoz out. Pedro Munoz, he's like that super nice, chill guy that'll fuck you up at the same time. So moving on, you got Ian Gary going up against Neil Magny. Now, I love the Ian Gary Jeff Neal matchup more, but this one, good matchup as well. Big matchup. And shout out to Neil Magny for stepping up on short notice to take this fight. You got a rising prospect, a big name, another brash Irishman in a different way though, man. He's fun. To me, he's not like Conor with the shit talking and stuff like that. He's a little bit different. He's got his own little finesse to his game, and I fuck with it. I fuck with it because he's not coming in trying to be Conor. You've seen a lot of the Irish guys come in and they're trying to be Conor. Ian's got his own personality. He's slick when he's fighting. He's very exciting to watch. So this is a great matchup. I think Neil Magny's gonna bring a lot of work that he's gonna try to, a lot of clinch work and stuff like that. He's gonna try to hold on to Ian Gary as much as he can. But short notice fight against Ian Gary, a guy who strikes like Ian, not a good thing. You guys saw what Ian did to D-Rod, right? Look, I'm not taking D-Rod as this fucking top-end amazing kickboxer or striker or anything like that. But Ian Gary looked fucking slick. He called his shot, said exactly how he was going to do it, right? Went in there with beautiful kicks, was throwing beautiful strikes. He throws down the middle. He's clean. He gets just out the way of your punches. He's very evasive. So I fuck with Ian Gary. I really do. There's if this was Ian Gary versus Jeff Neal, I would have a much different breakdown, right? Because I was leaning a bit on the side of Jeff Neal. I fuck with Ian Gary heavy, but I was leaning on the side of Jeff Neal simply because Jeff's been in there with some fucking hitters, man. Like, legitimately, he's been in there with hitters. He's been in there with killers. Jeff's got fantastic kicks. He's very durable and he's powerful. So I was curious to see what was going to happen with that, but I was leaning Jeff. But now I'm rocking completely on the side of Ian Gary. Now, I was leaning Jeff, thinking he was going to win, but I still wanted Ian Gary to win. I want to see Ian Gary rise to the top because if he continues to do what he's doing to these guys, imagine a future matchup against possibly Leon Edwards. Like, that would be a sick matchup striking. Or you get to see Ian Gary up against guys like Wonderboy. Another beautiful striking matchup. These would be very, very fun matchups. So I want to see him continue to win. Obviously, we see Neil Magny get the dubs in the welterweight division. He does what he has to do. But I think Ian Gary's going to take this one on Saturday night. I think the dude's the truth. I think he's very legit. And I think he's going to be in the top 5 before you know it. If this isn't the fight to do it, he wins this fight. And the next fight puts him in the top 5 and in conversations to start being like a backup fighter for a championship fight, possibly shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to start skipping the line because people like him, right? People like him heavily, so. But I'm rocking with Ian Gary in that one. Moving on, you got the co-main event, so you already know what that means. We're at the big dog breakdown point of the video. Big dog breakdown point means we just start seeing a little bit more. The breakdown gets a little bit more specific. I'm trying to get better with it each and every time. Add new stuff. I need to start bringing the tail of the tape into it. I need to start bringing in striking percentages, stuff like that. It's hard because you don't get all the information you need right away. And I do this shit right on the spot, bro. There's no extra. There's no stuff. If I don't know it, we're learning together. That's how it goes, right? So, all right. So we're on to the co-main event. You got Weili Zhang, or Zhang Weili, however people want to pronounce it. I'm not sure exactly the correct pronunciation of it. Is going up against Amanda Lemos. This fight is very interesting. let's get the tail of the tape real quick. You got 34-year-old Weili Zhang going up against 36-year-old Amanda Lemos. 5'3" on Weili Zhang's side, 5'3" on Amanda Lemos. 115 to 115, 63-inch reach to 65-inch reach. My man Mike Goldberg would say virtually identical. Everything's pretty close. So, what do I think is going to happen in this matchup? It's interesting. It's very interesting. Now, let's really talk about what Amanda Lemos has done in this short period of time. Now, she has gotten some big wins. Some very big wins that I did not expect her to get. Now, she came into the UFC in 2020. She beat Mizuki Inoue, which I'm not even sure I've ever seen her fight. I saw that fight. So then she beat Angela Hill, beat Montserrat Ruiz, beat Livia Renata Souza, beat Marina Rodriguez, beat Michelle Watterson. Okay, I'm taking back what I said. Not that impressive. Not that impressive. Throw the flag on the play. Look, she nasty. Ain't no doubt about it. She's raw, right? She's raw. I think she lost to Jessica Andrade. She had that one loss to, or she beat Jessica Andrade. No, she lost to Jessica Andrade. She got subbed. Yeah. So she got subbed by Jessica Andrade. So, realistically, no disrespect to her. Oh no, she came in the UFC in 2017. Lost to Leslie Smith. Came back in 2019. Lost to Miranda Granger. Or no, beat Miranda Granger. Yeah, okay. So, honestly, not that crazy impressive on the resume side. But the work she's been putting in within that time period since 2020 has kind of been where the name was getting more known, right? Because she was fighting actively. So, she's skilled. She's skilled. She's definitely skilled. She's tenacious. I think that's the word, tenacious. She's tenacious. She brings the heat, right? And she's a tough opponent. She really brought it to Marina Rodriguez. I did not expect that. I wanted Marina Rodriguez to win. I was rocking with Marina Rodriguez for a minute, to be honest with you, and I thought that she was going to be one of those women at the time Rose was champion. I thought she was going to bring Rose the heat, but never ended up getting to that point. After looking at this, to be honest with you, after looking at the resume, I can say Amanda Lemos needs one more. But at the same time, there's no one really for Weili Zhang to fight. But now that I look at it, man, fuck shit. This breakdown is going to be bad. This is going to be a really bad breakdown. It's going to be a really bad breakdown because didn't do my homework on that. Look, I've been paying attention to Amanda Lemos. I've been seeing her win. I've been seeing the way she wins. You know, she finished Marina Rodriguez standing. She beat the shit out of Karate Hottie. She beat her ass. I remember that. She got subbed by Jessica Andrade, but she got caught in a tough submission. She's a tough fighter. She is durable. She punches hard. She's got good jiu-jitsu. But I think Weili Zhang is levels ahead of her. Levels ahead of her. And I'm not just saying that because I just looked at the resume and everything like that. I mean it. I really look at Weili Zhang's last fights. Every single fight she's in, she improves. She looks better in each fight. And I think that's a problem. Going up against somebody like her who's become much more skilled in the grappling department. Her wrestling is way better. She's got strong jiu-jitsu and she hits hard. She's got beautiful kicks. She's fast. She's got good footwork. I mean, she is literally the whole package inside of one. I'm surprised that she even lost in the first place, right? Like, I did not expect Rose to win at all. I never expected Rose to beat her at all. I didn't even expect Rose to get her in the second fight, right? But Rose did. Rose beat her. Somehow, some way, she got it done. Beautiful kick. Shit happens, right? But my thing about it is, ever since then, you've seen the elevation of Weili Zhang, right? Her skill set is unbelievable, and I'd rather see her move up, but Valentina Shevchenko's got to get her belt back first. But I think Weili Zhang's going to take out Amanda Lemos, and I think it's going to be like a second round finish, to be honest with you. I think Amanda Lemos is going to look nice in that first round. She's going to bring some heat to it. She's going to have Weili Zhang. She's going to force Weili Zhang to make adjustments, but the adjustments are going to get Weili to win in the second round. That's how I'm looking at it. Whether it's a TKO finish, whether it's a submission, I think Weili Zhang's getting it done. So, and like I said, that's not just because I looked at the. I really thought she had a better resume. But like I said, I guess it's just the way she's won fights. Amanda Lemos has won fights dominantly. So, you take that and take that however you want. Doesn't matter who you beat, I guess. Did it in dominant fashion, that means something. On to the main event, because that co-main event breakdown was terrible. I hope y'all get past that, and good luck. That's probably the time you should spark your joint, smoke up, and forget what I was even talking about. And we into the main event now. Can't all breakdowns be perfect. But the main event, Aljamain Sterling is defending his Bantamweight championship up against Sean O'Malley. Okay. Alright. So let's do this one. Let's talk about this one. Right? Let's do the tail of the tape real quick. 34-year-old Aljo against the 28-year-old Suga Sean. 5'6" on the height for Aljo. 5'9" for Sean O'Malley. 135, 135. 71-inch reach on Aljo's side. 72-inch reach on Sean O'Malley's side. Pretty close. Gonna be an exciting fight, no doubt. I'm leaning on the side of Aljo. Why? Activity, skill set, wrestling, IQ. But let's talk about Sean O'Malley for a second. Sean O'Malley has had one of the easiest rises to the championship I've ever seen in my life. Barely fought. He fought Piotr Jan and just said, I'm not going to fight until I get a title shot. And was supposed to fight him back when Aljo fought Henry, but he didn't fight him then. Pulled out. Henry gets the fight. Sean becomes number one contender. Puts Sean out for almost a year, right? If we got to October, that's a whole year. I'm confused on how he gets the title shot off of his wins, but it's Sean O'Malley, so people want to see it, and I'm not against it either. That's my thing. I'm not against it either. So let's actually break this down real quick. You have Sean O'Malley coming off of a win over Piotr Jan, which a lot of people thought went to Piotr Jan in the first place, but it was a close fight. It was a good fight. He looked much better than a lot of people expected. I think a lot of people expected him to go out there and get sparked or get worked immediately, and he brought some he brought some different looks to Piotr Jan. He caught him with some good shots. He had some great movement. That's one of the things about Sean O'Malley. He's got fantastic movement. His hands are great, right? He does have good IQ. I just think in the terms of the full-fledged MMA with the wrestling IQ, everything like that, Aljo, man, he gets better every fight. He really does. And I'm not an Aljo fan. I'm actually like an Aljo hater. But the man has a skill set that a lot of people sleep on. Right? It looks boring. He lays on top of people kind of thing. He kind of blankets them and stuff like that. He gets on their back, backpacks them, holds the position. It's part of the game. Unfortunately, it's not the most exciting, but it's part of the game. If he's doing it dominantly, then what are you going to do? When he got TJ Dillashaw down, he was whooping TJ's ass, working for whatever he can get. He defended takedowns from Henry. He got Henry down, right? He shoots a lot. He might miss 49 of his takedowns, and he might only land 3 of them, but he'll do something with the 3 of them. He'll actually, like I said, he'll hold the position, so he knows how to win the judges' control time over, right? So that's what I mean when there's that IQ in there, right? He's got a certain IQ. He knows what he's doing when it comes to controlling the pace of the fight, controlling how the judges are even scoring the fight based off of his wrestling. Because every time Aljo gets a takedown, bro, they love it. The judges love when Aljo gets a takedown. So the thing, we already know Aljo's going to be shooting. We already know Sean's going to be striking. If Sean can keep this fight standing long enough to really, really get comfortable on the feet, right? Like I said, Aljo's going to shoot 48 times. He's going to land 3 of them. But it's the amount of control he gets in the 3 of them. Can he gas Sean out in the 3 of them? You know, can he land some good shots in the 3 of them to where Sean now is constantly thinking like, okay, I don't want to get taken down again. I got to stay up. But Sean's quick. Sean's snappy with his punches. Sean is flashy, right? But then Aljo's unorthodox. Very, very unorthodox striker. He's funky. That's why he's called the Funkmaster. He's funky. He'll throw a couple strikes and then you'll end up on your back. And then he'll end up on your back. It's really weird how it works out for Aljo. But overall, you got to look at this fight in terms of, like I said, if Sean can keep this fight standing long enough, he's got a good chance. If Aljo gets this fight to the ground and makes a statement early, right, and can, work to gas out Sean, obviously Sean's probably working wrestling. I'm sure that he is working grappling and working different jiu-jitsu, working different defenses, getting back up, all that kind of stuff. But if Aljo gets the position that he wants, either one, he's going to get Sean's neck early. This is just my opinion. He's either going to get Sean's neck early, or he's going to find a position, control him, gas him out, and Sean's going to be thinking about that the rest of the fight. He's not going to want to engage enough to get himself comfortable. Sean has to get comfortable, just like any fight. Any fight, Sean has to be comfortable. Because if Sean's comfortable, Sean is top notch. Sean's striking is, in my opinion, like it's neck and neck with any top guy in that division, right? Corey, Cheeto, he's got top striking in the division. He might be the best striker in the division. It's very possible, right? He's very clean. He's very, very accurate. That's the thing too. Can he pop Aljo with something early? Can he gain the respect from Aljo early? Can he pop him with something flashy? Can he hit him with a 1-2 down the middle? Can he throw some tricky shit like he threw up against what's his name? When he fought I can't believe I'm going blank. Eddie Wineland. When he threw that, he feigned the uppercut, stopped right here, came up and threw right over the top. He throws different shit that is just unorthodox but so clean at the same time. So he's a very good striker, very creative striker. So Aljo's got to be careful on that, because Aljo, like I said, with Aljo being unorthodox, he'll come in with a few strikes and you'll end up on your back. He'll shoot. Can Sean catch him in one of the shots? Can Sean's quick, man. Sean's quick. You don't see his punches land. Well, I have 2 waters. Damn. 2 different waters. 3 different waters. We got the vitamin water too. I don't know if I can get nothing for that. But yeah, Sean has good wins. TKO over Paiva in the first round. Beat Chris Mutino. Beat Thomas Almeida's ass. Got the very close win over Piotr Jan. Knocked out Eddie Wineland. Knocked out Jose Quinones, which I don't feel like I've seen Jose Quinones since then. He got beat up by Luis Smoko last fight. Damn. Yeah, Jose Quinones was 0 for 11 in strikes for that fight. Damn, that's rough. Yeah, Sean ran right through him in that fight. So, yeah, it's an interesting fight. You got a lot of things that Sean can do, that he's capable of doing. It just depends on if he's going to be able to do it, or is Aljo going to be able to grab him soon enough, make a statement, gas him out, submit him, or grind him out for 2 to 4 rounds before finishing him. Who knows? I guess we'll find out on Saturday night. But that is my UFC 292 breakdown. It wasn't that good. I gotta be straight up. That was terrible. Actually, the card isn't that great. It's not the greatest card ever, but it's a decent card. And you already know, as a UFC fan, I enjoy it. I saw I didn't see the RDA Luke A one, so I gotta go back and do a slight little review on that. But either way, that's my episode for this one. That's the breakdown. I appreciate you guys, as always, for listening. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button if you like this video. And I'll catch you on the next episode. I'll talk to you later. Peace.